Welcome back to Eagle Eye Panorama, your go-to source for breaking news and in-depth analysis. I'm Pablo, and today we're diving into a major development in President Donald Trump's trade agenda. A federal appeals court has struck a blow to his signature Liberation Day tariffs, ruling them unconstitutional. But Trump isn't backing down. Let's break it all down. On April 2nd, 2025, President Trump announced his Liberation Day tariffs, a bold move that slapped a 10% baseline tax on nearly all U.S. imports, with higher rates, up to 50% in some cases, for countries like China, Canada, and Mexico. Trump called it a strategy to shrink the U.S. trade deficit, bring back manufacturing jobs, and fund federal coffers. But not everyone was on board. The tariffs sent shockwaves through global markets, sparked fears of inflation, and led to lawsuits from businesses and states alike. Fast forward to May 28, 2025, when the U.S. Court of International Trade dropped a bombshell. A three-judge panel, appointed by Presidents Reagan, Obama, and even Trump himself, ruled that Trump overstepped his authority by using the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEEPA, to impose these tariffs. The court said the trade deficit and fentanyl crisis, cited by Trump as national emergencies, didn't justify such sweeping measures. They ordered the tariffs vacated, calling them illegal. The ruling came from two major lawsuits, one from the Liberty Justice Center representing small businesses like wine importers and musical instrument makers, and another from 12 U.S. states. These plaintiffs argued the tariffs were crushing their operations, raising costs, and ultimately hurting American consumers with higher prices. But the story didn't end there. Just a day later, on May 29th, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit hit pause on the lower court's decision, reinstating the tariffs temporarily while the Trump administration appeals. And on August 29, 2025, the appeals court doubled down, upholding the ruling that Trump's use of IEEPA was unconstitutional, but keeping the tariffs in place pending a possible Supreme Court battle. President Trump didn't hold back. In a fiery post on Truth Social, he blasted the court, calling the judges highly partisan and claiming the ruling would literally destroy the United States of America. He vowed to take the fight to the Supreme Court, saying, "Tariffs will make America rich, strong, and powerful again." White House spokesperson Kush Desai echoed this, defending Trump's use of tariffs to protect national and economic security. So what's next? The appeals court has given plaintiffs until June 5th to respond, with the administration replying by June 9th. Legal experts say this could drag on for weeks or months, potentially landing at the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, Trump's team is exploring other ways to keep the tariffs alive, like using Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974 for temporary 15% tariffs, or the Trade Act of 1930, to target countries with unfair trade practices. But these options, they're slower and come with more red tape. The stakes are high. Economists warn that Trump's tariffs have already cost businesses over $34 billion in lost sales and higher costs, with consumers facing higher prices. The Economic Policy Uncertainty Index hit record highs in 2025, and the U.S. even lost its top credit rating. On the flip side, Trump argues these tariffs are key to reviving American manufacturing and reducing reliance on foreign goods. Critics, though, say the trade deficit isn't the emergency Trump claims, and the tariffs are doing more harm than good. This legal back and forth is shaking up global trade talks, with countries like the UK and China watching closely. A deal with the UK lowered tariffs to 10%. But negotiations with others, like the EU, are now in limbo. And with at least 5 other lawsuits challenging Trump's tariffs, the uncertainty is only growing. So what do you think? Are Trump's tariffs a bold move to put America first? Or are they a risky overreach hurting businesses and consumers? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for the latest updates on this unfolding story. I'm Your Name, and we'll be back with more news you need to know. See you next time.